Now, let's begin the practice of yoga. Take a deep breath. And now another. Now, doesn't that feel better? The path of yoga has many things to teach us about ourselves, about nature, about the elements. There are 5 basic elements in nature. Focusing on these elements helps us connect our bodies to the internal mechanisms, the body's innermost workings. We'll use our bodies to explore these internal mechanisms, its energy systems, and our innate connection with nature. Fully conscious of these yogic concepts while moving in Hatha Yoga poses, we'll experience how divine our true nature really is. The highest purpose for your yoga practice is to realize that being truth, consciousness, and bliss is your supreme nature. That's who you really are. Remember to trust your body's abilities. It's wise and strong. The first in a series of yoga videos, The Elements, will help you find connectedness to these higher energies within your nature. Air invokes joy and marvel. Fire invokes love, trust, courage. Water invokes peace and compassion. Be playful when you think about it. This is exactly how your dog or cat stretches. Watch them for a while. We can learn much about grounding a yoga practice from trees. These trees in winter will seem lifeless, but actually they're sending energy downward to their roots because they know that earth has nourishment they'll need in spring when it's time to grow again. When winds are strong, water is sparse, earth will have resources far below her surface, as much of the tree you see above the earth is also beneath the earth. We all know what can happen when a tree loses its root system. Well, the same thing can happen when building a yoga pose. A solid, stable base. Let's explore this from our perspective. We humans are lucky. We can walk around. Our feet are our roots. When we build a yoga pose, we plant our feet much like roots of a tree, steady, even, and strong. If I uproot the inner foot, it torques the ankle and then subsequently the knee. See how the bones are curved? If I root the mound of the big toe down, I get those nice straight bones in the feet. I also want to root down through the mound of the little toe. When you build a yoga pose, build from the foundation up. Root through all 4 corners of the feet, and then track the knee so that the center of the knee aligns with the second toe. It will want to track in like this due to tight inner thighs. And just practice this for a while. Can I hold the foot stable and even and track the knee over the second toe? Notice when I collapse the foot or pronate the foot or uproot the inner foot or supinate it, that the ankle and the knee bone become misaligned. Can you imagine walking on that? So keep the toes, the bones of the feet, the ankle, and the knee all on a plumb line to the hip bone. From there,
you can build a strong, stable yoga pose.
We're ready to move on. Now, imagine that much like a tree, you have roots that grow right down through the bottom of the foot into the earth. All 4 points of each foot are grounding. Now, pull Earth's element up into your legs and into the very core of your being. Stand tall, look up, root down, reach deeper and deeper. Now lift up toward the light. Breathe. Root down to rise up. Feel your branches reaching higher and higher and higher. Spread your fingers. Breathe out as you slowly descend to Warrior One pose. Then check in. Did you stay aligned and grounded? Good. What can we learn about yoga from the element of water? If Earth's element is carried in our roots, our feet and legs, think of water as being carried in our midsection, at the belly. Against the contrasting stability of Earth, water is always moving. It flows downward. Earth's stability holds us true. Water feeds Earth, keeps us mobile and flexible. Water keeps us supple and juicy, helps our bodies to be more flexible. What does not move stagnates. Dehydration is a process of aging. It causes inflexibility and loss of health. We know we don't want that.
We know now that our feet have roots and that we can tap into Earth's resources and make our legs strong and steady. But what does water do for us?
It keeps our muscles malleable, especially when we bend and move. We want to feel like we're flowing, or better yet, floating. Let's try a basic yoga pose with a focus on the elements of earth and water. In downward facing dog, your hands and arms are your roots, so plant them with intention. Evenly spread and seal the hands so every part of the hand roots down. Then pull Earth's energy up the arms to the shoulders. Once you feel grounded, stretch up through the spine, elongating, and now pull the belly in like a sopping wet sponge. Feed your legs by visualizing water oozing into the legs. Keeping an awareness on strong foundational hands and arms, gazing forward at first, allow the watery flow of energy from the belly to root you deep down through the heels, which may not go to the floor yet. Just make sure they move toward the floor, giving the legs a good stretch and pulling weight off the wrists. On the exhale, release into child's pose and repose. Feel the delights of energy coursing through your limbs. Let's try a twist. Standing, feet aligned firmly rooted like a tree, hold to your deepest truth. Your purpose is true. Nourish your stance from the wellspring at your core while you twist from side to side. Twist all the way around while still keeping your feet evenly rooted. Feel the essence of water and move like liquid. Twists are good for you. They rinse the organs and clear the spine. Now, stretch out, Relax and breathe. Fire, the burning essence of desire and will, that which fuels your yoga practice. How does the element of fire fuel our yoga poses? Fire transforms us, burns away all that is not useful. The yogis say the heat generated in your yoga practice, combined with introspection and self-study, then a surrendering to a higher intelligence, a divine spirit, these are the actions that stabilize yoga. All are necessary, and when balanced, you will meet your highest self, your true nature. We invoke the fire within to burn brightly and compel us courageously upward. We turn toward the light. We open our hearts and minds and our souls. When we open to something bigger, greater, we realize we are not bound by the limitations of our physicality. We are energy beings, full of fire, will, desire, and love. Let it burn brightly within you. Pull it into your heart. Now, let's try a harder pose. Keep an open mind and heart as you root to the earth through your feet and shins. Feel the water flow down from the belly to nourish the roots. Now inspire the fire at the solar plexus to draw upward with the breath and open the heart with a burning desire to grow and open and heal a weary soul. Peel the arms open as you reach back toward the feet, the neck extended and the throat open. Stay strong. Lift up through the heart to come out of the pose. When you're rooted in your life, you don't feel threatened. No need for clinging. You have all that you need. You are free, free to be you. Your yoga practice should be an expression of the fire that burns inside of you. If your fire is low, you can brighten it just by moving. Keep breathing deep.
Air. It gives us lightness, lightness of heart, lightness of bearing. Helps us to be more passive. Air gives us wings to fly.
Air brings about change, helps us let go and stay free, non-clinging. Another sweet lesson from the trees. Air is life's first gift to us. We breathe it in. It animates us. Air is a free resource, a necessary commodity to life. Air invokes the fire within to keep it burning brightly in our souls. Every living thing in nature is nourished by the earth, saturated with water, and animated by the breath. Probably the most important part of your yoga practice, because even if you are seemingly sitting or standing still, you are moving by the prana, the life force within, being carried by the breath. Yoga poses pulse and move. They are not static. They are ecstatic because of the joyous breath animating them. All of the breath work in yoga is done through the nose so that you can maintain equanimity of inhale to exhale. A slight pressure is applied to the vocal cords to effect an aspirant sound, much like the whispering of a mantra. Breath cleanses toxins, regulates energy, plus the breath mantra will soothe you. Do it regularly. This Ujjayi breath is used consistently throughout your yoga asana practice. Keeping the lips gently sealed, teeth relaxed apart, upper palate doming away from the tongue, continue to focus on the breath's expansion and tone. This alone is a challenge, a great practice, and meditation tool. So approach your yoga practice with lightness. An asana is not only an expression of how you sit or pose, but rather how you take your seat. Now let's explore the shoulder complex, the heart's wings. When you're positioning your shoulder girdle for optimal alignment and power, wing the shoulder blades off and on the back until you feel a firm squeezing without tension, as you draw the blades flat on the back to wrap around the upper rib cage. See if you can keep the shoulder blades on the back throughout your poses. Each body type is different, has its own challenges, so try some simple poses first to warm up. Most challenging of all will be forward bending poses. The body will tend to round like a cat when folding over. Exhale without locking the knees. Fold forward. And now see if you can keep the blades on the back. Again, every body has their own challenge. So try to flare the elbows out to encourage those blades to squeeze onto the upper back. Inhale to come up out of the pose. What is ether or space? Let's contemplate space for a moment. The clouds, planets, and stars are in space. They are not space. You can look into space only when the clouds are cleared. When the mind is clearly focused, the truth is perfectly reflected in our mind's eye. We see things as they really are, not as we are. Even the tiniest disturbance in this pure reflection of the mind will create a distortion in what's being reflected in the mind. When clear-minded, we view the world and what is reflected, perceived, even embodied, and then expressed back as your true nature, truth, consciousness, and bliss. When you're practicing yoga, mindfully focused on alignment of mind and body, the spirit within you is ignited. Yoga is challenging in all the best ways. No matter what level practitioner you are, you should feel invigorated, inspired, challenged, and playfully strained by your yoga practice. In dog pose, first ground through the arms and hands, even fingertips, evenly. Remember, you're rooting, so extend all the way from the heart through the hands. Stay strong and breathe. In building your poses, just like nature, root first, then rise up. Expand out through the heart, let it soar, and smile all the way through your fingertips. Connect to your center, expand out, pull in strong. Unfurl the heart, be light, stay focused, keep breathing deeply. In Cobra, remember the water at your belly. Don't let it pool. In strong standing poses, embody the essence of the pose by courageously moving with passion outward because of your strong connection to the earth.
विश्वंभरा वसुधानी प्रतिष्ठा हिरण्यवक्षा जगतो निवेशनी वैश्वानरं बिभ्रति भूमिरग्निम् इन्द्रर्षभा द्रविणेनो दधातु गिरयस्ते पर्वता हिमवन्तोरण्यम् ते पृथिवी स्यो नमस्तु बभ्रुं कृष्णां रोहिणीं विश्वरूपा ध्रुवां भूमिं पृथिवीं इन्द्रगुप्ता अजितो हतो अक्षतो द्यष्टां पृथिवीम् अहम् यत्ते मध्यं पृथिवी यच्च नभ्यं यास्त ऊर्जस्तन्वः सम्बभूवुः दासूनो धेयभीनः माता भूमिर्पुत्रो अहं पृथिव्याः पर्जन्यः पिता स ऊनः पिबर्तु
Repeat this sun salutation series as many times as possible to build strength and flexibility. It will prepare you for all other yoga poses. In backward bending poses, connect to an inner fire at your solar plexus. You rise up because you are so strongly rooted. Now, keep your head freely extended back into space to come up. Sit down and close the pose. After a heated practice, it's good to apply some deep, cooling stretches. Your muscles are warm and malleable. The tissue has been cleared of toxins, so these will feel wonderful. Again, stay rooted and pull apart from the waistline. Open the ribs and feel that liberating side stretch your body craves. Now, repeat on the other side as you continue to breathe deeply and feel the results of a sweet yoga practice. Come up out of the pose and then come to a seated position. Twists neutralize and clear the spine, so always finish with a twist or two. Still keeping the lower body grounded and the belly soft, the torso lifting, shoulder blades winged on the back, the heart light and lifted. This will also ring the internal organs to help the body clear of toxins. Repeat on the other side and continue to breathe. Extend on the inhale and twist more deeply on the exhale. Inhale to come out of the pose. The work is done, the harvest is in, and now it's time for rest, relaxation, and some meditation. Shavasana, corpse pose, is a reclined pose which will allow your body to restore and assimilate the wonderfully healing, realigning work you have given it. So now, bring yourself into a reclined position on the mat. Softly merge the eyelashes. Soften the brow. Release the jaw and open the upper palate. Bring the arms to the side, again bringing the shoulder blades onto the back. Arms relaxed about 30 degrees out to the side. Although the bones are dense, the muscles heavily melting down to the earth, the energy body radiates lightness. There's a sense of being filled with light. The same alignment principles apply even in corpse pose, only in a more relaxed state. Try not to go to sleep. Meditate. This is a challenge, but one that will help you learn to focus, clear the busyness in your mind. As you awaken from your meditation, keep the realization of your inner light as long as you can. Your yoga practice is complete. Your yoga presence is eternal. All you have to do is be present to live your yoga.